Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Get Gardening. I'm really excited to show you my flowers today, but before I do that, I wanted to finish planting up this vegetable bed here. On today's episode, we'll be taking a garden tour in June to see the beautiful flowers that are blooming around the house. We'll also be taking a quick checkup on my bonsai to see how they're doing, give them a little trim. So join me today on Get Gardening. Well, let's finish the job. So in this vegetable bed, I've got tomatoes planted in the middle. I'm going to plant beans alternatively with peppers. This way to keep the bed a little bit more varied. I usually plant in monoculture, but I feel like I always deal with pests and bugs, and my beans typically get really buggy, so I decided to try something different. I'm going to plant beans, every other plant, bush bean, then a pepper, and around the entire bed, I'm going to go ahead and plant these onion sets. I have a feeling that my yield from this bed might be slightly smaller than what it normally would be, but I'm willing to sacrifice some yield if I can ensure that my plants grow healthier with less problems. So, little experiment, see how it goes. Here's the wisteria in the front yard. It's a jumbled mess, but the flowers do look pretty. When it's done blooming, I'm going to tie it up along the house. Here's the front yard. It's looking so beautiful. The roses are just outrageous. Let's take a close look at everything. Thought we would take a look at my bonsai. Here's the Burberry bonsai. This year my goal is really not to train the bonsai so much as keep them alive and let them grow strong and healthy. So with this one, I think I just need to remove some of these leaves that are along the trunk here. I don't want them to turn into stems. And with some of these, I just might tip them back just slightly, just to kind of encourage side branches. And that's all I'm going to do to this one for now. I'm going to let it grow strong and healthy. Here's the larch bonsai. There's a branch here that I think I'd like to wire just to kind of weight it down, but for the time being I'm going to just tip it back a bit. That way these branches don't grow too long. Just kind of give it the shape. This one's starting to look really good. I'd like to develop this branch to go this way and put some space in between this pad. These two little tiger sumacs in this bonsai training pot. I kind of thought I'd encourage them to grow a little bit like palm trees. I don't quite know how I feel about it at the moment, but they're alive. There's a second branch coming out in here that I wanted to discourage. Other than that, I'm going to just let this one grow and we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to keep this project alive or if this is just going to be destined to be put in a garden somewhere. What I wanted to show you is this tiger sumac that I potted up about a month or two ago. I have it in the video. It's doing really well. I think this is now ready to be put out in the garden and have a nice little plant from that. And I thought I'd end the episode by showing you the magic that's happening in the walkway garden. It's not loaded with flowers, but what's in here does look quite magical in my opinion. It's the white foxglove. It's beloved by bumblebees. Matches my dog Brody. A few iris holding on. This is the best the honey perfume rose has done since I've moved it to this garden. It reminds me why I love this rose so much. That beautiful pale yellow color. Divine scent. A few more iris are holding on over here. Last stand of the light orange poppies. In the back you can see the cornbread iris, Supreme Sultan, and Her Majesty the Lady of Shalott rose, 7 feet tall in all its splendor. There's a few more things holding on in this bed. This is kind of a transition period in between the spring flowers and the summer flowers. Here's a blue knapweed with the red valerian behind it. It's deceiving that it's called red valerian because to me it actually looks quite pink. It's a nice plant combination. A light blue clematis with a pink foxglove and some more clematis blooming behind it. Just look at this glorious rose. I've taken in about a dozen of the flowers into the house, and you wouldn't even notice that they're gone. Here's the Lady of Shalott from the other side. This is the vegetable garden side, so this is where I harvest cut flowers, and I feel like I should be able to get them from here as well. Such a beautiful rose. This is a lupin that I've grown from seed. This is probably the best lupin I've ever grown from seed. I love the color on it. It's quite dense on the inside. Not 100% perfect, but as near to being perfect as the lupin is that I've grown from seed. And here's one more shot of the walkway garden from the other side. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're able to get out there and get gardening. I'll see you next time.